Hi everyone, it's Gio for footballbook.pro. Welcome back. These are my Week 12 picks for the 2010 NFL season. The first game we're going to look at, Jacksonville at the New York Giants. The Giants are favored by 7 points. Both teams are about the same. Neither one have really impressed me this year. They don't really beat good teams. In a way, they remind me a lot of each other. It's too many points for the Giants here. Let's take Jacksonville plus 7. The second game we'll look at is St. Louis at Denver. Now, here's another high spread. Denver's favored by 4.5 points here. St. Louis is 3-1 against the spread away and 7-2-1 against the spread total this year, and they're actually 6-2-1 as a dog this year. Denver, the numbers aren't so good for them. They're 12-28 against the spread after a loss, 8-20 as a favorite against the spread, and when the spread is between 3.5 points and 10 points, they're 6-14 straight up, and that's the situation right now. We all know Denver hasn't really won that many games since they started the last year, opening up at 6-0. Let's take St. Louis plus 4.5. The third game we'll look at is Kansas City is at Seattle, and the spread here is a little bit out of whack in my opinion. Seattle are dogs by 2.5 points at home. The Chiefs are 1-4 straight up on the road so far, and they're also 1-4 against the spread this year. Meanwhile, Seattle's really tough at home. They're 3-1 straight up and 3-1 against the spread at home this year. And the only game that they lost was when Charlie Whitehurst was their quarterback. Take Seattle plus 2.5. I think they're going to win the game outright. The fourth game we'll look at, Philadelphia's at Chicago. Philadelphia's 3.5 point favorites here. I might bite if it was 3 points, but 3.5 crosses that 3 point threshold. Chicago has the defense that can stop Philadelphia. The Eagles have beaten quite a few teams on the road, but if you look at their record, they haven't been that good. Chicago's done really well at home. They beat a good quarterback so far. They took care of business against Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers. I like it here. I think it's too many points. Let's take Chicago plus 3.5. And the fifth game we'll look at is Tampa Bay at Baltimore. That spread's 7.5 for Baltimore. The Ravens, I still pick them to win the Super Bowl, actually, but they're not covering the spread against the high spreads anyways. Last week they beat Carolina, but the game was really close, and they had 2 defensive touchdowns really late in the game with the third-string quarterback for the poor Panthers last week. Josh Freeman is coming along really well as quarterback for Tampa Bay. 7.5 points might be a little bit too much. The Ravens could be caught looking ahead to next week. They're going to be hosting Pittsburgh here. It could be a look-ahead game. Let's take 7.5 points and take Tampa Bay in this one. Okay, 3 over-unders. Jacksonville at the Giants again. We're going to talk about the number's 44.5. I see a lot of offense here. I think it'll go way over the 44.5. Take the over on that one. San Diego at Indy. It's a high one. It's 51.5 points. Oddly enough, in the last 4 games, 3 of the games have gone under the total, but all 3 of those were in San Diego. The one that went over the total was in Indianapolis, and with the overs way outpacing the unders, I dare that to not go over. Let's take the over 51.5 points there. And the third one we'll look at is Miami at Oakland, 38.5. We're actually going to take the under here. I see a lot of running between these 2 teams, wasting time, and I don't think either of them can score that much. Let's take the under in that one. And the suicide pick this week is going to be Houston, as it looks like rookie Rusty Smith goes for Tennessee. Some of you might say, why don't you take Cleveland against Carolina? Well, I don't like Delhomme returning against his old team at all. I think he's a bum. The only reason why they were doing really well is he wasn't there. So we're going to stick with Houston. And if you want the rest of my picks, go to my the website. Now, I really want you to do that because last week, although on the video I only went 2 and 3 against the spread, on the website I went 8 and 2 in the other game. So please visit the site and read my article, and it's www.footballbook.pro. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me at gio@footballbook.pro. These are my picks for Week 12. Good luck, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.